Welcome back to Voice Over Me. Today, I decided to make my own birthday cake. And yes, I know this is extremely late. Celebrating my birthday 3 months late. Yes. But this is me just trying to make my cake. And when I tell you this shit took me days, It didn't have to. I just chose to. What happened was I started making my cake batter, as you could see. And this was supposed to be like a redo of my 21st birthday. So I was making an Earl Grey and blueberry cake. It was originally going to be lavender, but I thought that was going to be way too floral and I didn't want to feel like I was eating soap for my birthday. So I decided to go blueberry instead. But this process was literally crazy. I ran out of sugar. Dude, when I tell you I had to go to the store 4 times. Anyway, I was making my little cake batter and I had to go get my sugar. So I just bought like a giant thing of sugar. And I was able to make the cake batter, but my camera died. So that's why you only see the batter and poured into the pan. But trust me, you do not want to see the rest of that because I was measuring it out. Pouring it back into the other pan, trying to make sure they were even. Just playing Jenga at this point. But anyways, I decided to try to use this method from Mackenzie Lee on TikTok, where she said the perfect method to getting a super moist cake, you don't have to use any simple syrups or anything, is just to wrap the cake as soon as it comes out of the oven, and it's perfect. But like I did it as soon as it came out, not letting it cool for like 5 to 10 minutes. First one ripped, as you can see, which was really annoying. But the second one, I let it cool, and I was so afraid that this one wasn't gonna come out, so I just kept like banging on the pan, just like trying to make sure it would come out, and it came out perfectly. My little excitement there. And moving on to my biggest op, making this Italian meringue buttercream. I've tried to make Italian meringue buttercream before when I was like 10 and it just didn't work out. Also apologize for this like atrocious camera angle. I had to literally jerry-rig this whole camera setup and I thought it looked okay, but it looks atrocious. Please just ignore that. But I was so fucking scared to pour the sugar in because working with hot sugar is scary, but it all turned out okay. But I mean, just look at how glossy this meringue is. Let's give it up for the meringue. But I cannot lie to you, this was the part I was most worried about, because this is where it got messed up the last time I tried to do it. You can like literally see the moment when it starts to like turn into frosting right there. Oh my god, I was so excited. You don't understand how excited I was because I've never been able to successfully make this frosting. She did it and she's gourd. We were able to start flavoring it, and I'm not gonna lie, this flavoring was very faint, so I added a lot. But when I was happy with it, I dyed it. You know what color I dyed it. But my camera died, so I just dyed it off camera. And then I was leveling this cake. When I tell you, this was probably the thing that took the longest for me. I'm so serious. Oh my gosh, I'm such a perfectionist. Like literally getting on the floor trying to make sure it's level. And yes, I know I could have just bought a cake leveler, but I didn't want to. But yeah, my light died. Then it like came back on randomly. I don't know. But anywho, so then I just like poured the Earl Grey syrup that I made to make, you know, a little more extra Earl Grey. And of course I had to take my mandatory poppy break. Tried the Alpine Blue, which is like Mountain Dew. It was pretty good. I liked it. Here's where I really messed up, because I looked up how to make a heart-shaped cake from a round cake a few days prior. I was like, oh, I remember how to do this. No, I did not remember how to do this. So basically I was just playing around at this point. And also the cake literally just came out of the fridge, and I was like doing this nonsense where I was like just using the cake right out of the fridge, not letting it come to room temperature, which is why I was getting all messed up and why you can see that the simple syrup was not soaking through. But I was like, let me just frost it. Obviously, as you can tell, of course the cake isn't bending because it's literally dumb. And I was like, but I just didn't want to wait, so I was like, let me just play with my food. Let's start playing Jenga. Also, why was I doing this just on the counter? Girl, I don't know. The counter was clean, but I was like, oh, I'll just start doing it on the counter. Stupid. So then I put it on a cake board, like an 8-inch cake board. Also dumb, because this cake is an 8-inch cake, but heart-shaped cakes are like bigger. So I was like, oh, it'll be fine, it'll fit. So I finally decided to move it, and I put like this non-slip mat underneath. Make sure the cake board wouldn't move around on the Lazy Susan. I included like a lot of these lips because I thought it'd be like satisfying to watch, especially like this frosting. Frosting is like by far my favorite part of this entire thing. You can see the buttercream kind of melting, doing this for minimum 2-3 hours, and like you can see the cake literally breaking off, falling apart. I should have just let it come back to room temperature, but I was like, no, I like to make things extra difficult. And then I thought this piece was like a little too big, so then I chopped off a huge chunk, and then I realized I was like, oh, that was actually stupid and I shouldn't have done that. When I tell you the hoops I was jumping through to make this cake were crazy. And I was like, okay, well, let me just put more frosting back on. Genie weenie. And then I was watching a tutorial of like how to actually cut this cake, and I cut it wrong again, but I was able to fix it. No worries. But just doing a whole lot of sticking it back together. It's broken. I'm done. Broken. And I was trying to make it look all nice and cute, but this was just a crumb coat. I don't know what I was doing. And then my light died, so I was like, whatever, bro. I just need to finish finish frosting, getting the crumb coat. This is a trust the process type of deal. And I should have chopped off that bottom half where it was like sticking out a little too much, and I don't want to mess this up. So then I was finished with that and I put it in the fridge, and I made more Italian buttercream, but I actually made it perfect purple this time. But I'm gonna stop talking now. I decided to finish the rest of this cake off camera, and I will show you the final look. The cake in the pictures, and I'll see you in a little bit. Look at my nails, aren't they cute? We're finally celebrating my birthday 3 months later. But anywho, I did my nails. Aren't they really cute? You can't see them that well, but they're really cute. They're cinema roll themed, of course. And I brought my cinema roll purse, of course. But anywho, I'm here with Amanda. We're gonna eat and we're gonna go out to the bar. I also forgot to say, Amanda likes disgusting pizza combinations. We were gonna get pizza from like a few different places. First, they had a great pizza, nasty.
What?
Second place, she was gonna get an apple pizza.
Last time I got it, my brother ate like half or like 3/4 of the entire pizza.
And it's not just plain apple, it's apple and sausage and stuff.
That's disgusting and a little bit worse. Now she just has to eat regular pizza like a normal person.
It's not even that regular, it's stuffed crust and extra pepperoni.
We stopped by Safeway. I was gonna get grapes for the pizza.
Oh my god, Amanda, this is just atrocious. These flavor combos are... Cut it out, cut it out, cut it out. Anywho, so I'll see you in a little bit.